Hey everyone, Daniel here from Twin Bytes with another quick tutorial for you. In this short video I'm going to show you how to add chapters to your YouTube video. Coming up. So if you're new to chapters, it's literally like having chapters in a book that you would read, where you may want to jump to a specific section of the book or a certain area of that book, where in this case it's an actual video. And it's especially important with instructional type videos like this one here, where some people may not care about one part but they want to get to a different part of the video, or remember where that part was in the video that they can jump back to and review just that one section. It's like the table of contents in a book, except we're putting it into the description of a video. So there are visible line breaks that you're going to find in a video like this, where you can see going along and jump to a certain section. Let's jump on my computer and have a quick look. So looking at one of my videos, it's very helpful for instructional type videos. You can kind of see there's breaks in this, where if I hover over this one, it says intro 15, and it's given the time as you go across, but we can see here it's got how to download open board and then desktop mode options, and that goes all the way across here until we have another break showing here, and then there's main menu and app. So it tells you what the name of the chapter is, and you can go along and try and find what you're looking for here. Now the other place is if you want to scroll down to the description, but depending on whose video you're watching, you may have to hit show more, and then hopefully chapters is right at the top. And they may not list it out like I do. I always write it out this way, but you'll be able to see from the very beginning to, you know, as far as the person wants to go. It depends how many chapters you may have. There's a minimum of 3 chapters that you would need to make this work, and there is no maximum, but you can see that from here it makes it very easy to look at, and you can click on any one of these. They're all clickable links to jump to that section. But I find it helpful within the video itself that as you're watching it, if you say, okay, how much longer is this guy going to talk about this particular option, and then there it is, you can see where they're going to be changing the topic. Another great reason for having this is to keep the users engaged, because they may be watching along a video like maybe this one here that you're watching, and you don't care about this one part. It's like, all right, let's get to the next section. You can see where it is by looking at these lines. So what you've all been waiting for now is how to actually add the chapters, and you may have already guessed how to do it, but I'm going to show you exactly how I do it here. When you're in YouTube Studio and you go under content, you can find one of your videos that you want to edit and just go into the details section here, and you'll find a good place here where you want to add in the chapters. So I am going to decide to do it here, and it doesn't matter where you put it in the description, and you don't have to put a title, but I like to do that. The important thing is starting off with 0:00, so we know it's starting from the very beginning, and it's always going to be the introduction. So this is what we're starting with. Now it's just a matter of finding what all the chapter breaks are going to be and where they are. So we have a video up here that is very convenient with a play button, and sometimes I find it's a little bit loud, so I might want to change the volume on that as well. And as we play it, we can kind of just watch for where the break is, and I can see I got my show reel going, so I'm ready to stop this anytime, and there it is there. So I can see it's 21, but at 21 it may be a little bit too late, so I'm going to drop it back to 20, and I'm going to say at 0:20 I'm getting into it, but I don't know what exactly I'm going to be saying, but we're starting to do something at this point. So I'm just recording the timestamp, and then I'm going to keep playing it. So I had to actually see in this particular video that my introduction kind of continued after my show reel, and I totally forgot that I did that. So I'm not going to put 20 as my timestamp. I'm going to put 48. So anyway, you'd have to watch your own video carefully and see when is the next timestamp in your chapter that you want to do. Something else you got to remember as well is that there has to be a minimum of 10 seconds between each chapter. But you're not going to want to have a chapter every 10 seconds because 10 seconds is not that long of a time for anyone to wait for anything anyway. In my opinion, I'm looking at over the course of this video 26 minutes. I don't even need to have a chapter every single minute, but closer to a minute I think is kind of a minimum almost, but is wherever I have a break in an important part of the chapter. So I know that this is where the next part is really going to start, so I want to listen to what that says. So I already know what that's going to be, so I'm going to put that in there and I'm ready for the next section. But as I'm playing and listening to it, the next section can be very long. So what I want to do is go into the settings here, and just like in the player when you're watching a video, increase the speed. So now I can watch this much faster and pay attention to this as it goes so that I can see when the next part is, and I'm going to want to carefully watch and pay attention, and then I'll have to pause as soon as it gets to that spot where I want to make the note that this is where I'm going to do the next bookmark. But it's going so fast I'll have to switch it back to normal mode, backspace it just a little bit, and I was looking at 133 at the bottom there, so I'm going to have to play it carefully until it gets back to that time where it was, and listen to exactly at what point it breaks off to the next one, where I can then pause it, document that time as the next one, and continue with the chapters. So I would then say at this point is 123 and whatever the next chapter name is going to be. Of course that's just an example for me because I'm talking instead of paying attention to this video. But anyway, I would just watch this all the way through and add in the chapter names. So let me speed through this super quick and you can see me putting this to work. As fast as I can fast forward through this whole thing, it's still going to take a long time, so I'm going to just cut ahead to the end and show you the final product. We're done going through all this. It was a really long video as an example, but I want to show you going through this. We have all our chapters sorted out, and each one has a minimum of 10 seconds in between each one. But there was a couple here, like this one here for example. This had probably 8 seconds for this particular chapter that I wanted to have, and then it cut into the next one, so that was only an 8-second long one, so it wasn't long enough for me to separate these two timestamps or chapters, so I had to put them all on a single timestamp. And there was another one here as well. That's why I put with the dash, and I think there was, yeah, there's another one here as well, that it was a very short section. But for anybody that might be looking for that part of the video, that they want to see exactly where it was that we talked about that section, even though it was for less than 10 seconds, it still may be an important part that they wanted to jump back to and see about that. So I have it listed that way with the 2 points together that are discussed in that timestamp. Once you have everything together, basically hit save, and that's it. You'll now have timestamps or chapters on your video. So you want to remember there's three main components to doing chapters on a YouTube video. The first is that you have to start with 0 as the first timestamp. The second thing is that you have to have a minimum of 3 timestamps. The third thing is that you need to make sure that there's at least 10 seconds minimum between each timestamp. And actually there is a fourth one, and that they have to all be written in chronological order. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you did find it helpful, and if you did, please do hit that like button and consider subscribing and ring the bell to be notified every time we come out with a new video, and especially live feeds and premieres. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. In the description, oh my god, what am I trying to say here? So let's jump on my screen. We're not going to jump on my screen, we're going to jump on my computer. So let's hop on my computer. Are we going to hop on it, or are we going to jump on it? Oh my god. Okay, I am overthinking this.